Hi, ladies and gents. Today, you and I are just going to be practicing subtracting. So let's go watch our visual learning video to get us started.
Find 72 minus 24. One way to find the answer is to break apart the number you are subtracting. Why is it helpful to break apart the number you are subtracting? By breaking apart the number you are subtracting, you can subtract in smaller, easier steps. What is the missing number in this diagram?
Well, we're breaking apart four ones, and they broke it into 2 and some other number. And I know that 2 plus 2 equals 4. I'm breaking these four ones into 2 and 2.
24, the number you are subtracting, is broken apart into 20, 2, and 2. Why were the ones in 24 broken into 2 and 2?
Well, I'm going to have to subtract 4 from 72, but there's only 2 ones. So if I break 4 into 2 and 2, then that makes my subtraction easier.
The ones in 24 were broken into 2 and 2 because 72, the number you are subtracting from, has 2 ones in the ones place, and it is easier to subtract 2 and then 2 again than it is to subtract 4 from 72. 72 minus 20 equals 52. 52 minus 2 equals 50. 50 minus 2 equals 48. So 72 minus 24 equals 48. Another way to find the answer is to line up the two numbers by place value. How do you line up numbers by place value? Line up the ones and the tens using the numbers in the problem. What do the two numbers above 72 mean? Explain.
The 12 is how many ones we have now that we've regrouped 110 into 10 ones, and the 6 is how many tens we have left since we've regrouped one of them.
The two numbers above 72 show the regrouping. Remember, you need to regroup when the number of ones you are subtracting is greater than the number of ones you are subtracting from. So 72 minus 24 equals 48. Regrouping gives the same answer as breaking apart. You can check your subtraction with addition.
The work checks.
Now you know how to subtract a two-digit number from a two-digit number. And you know how to decide when to regroup and when not to regroup.
Okay, let's go hop in our workbooks to do some practice. We are starting on page 360, so make sure your workbook is open to page 360, and then you have your pencil, and we will get started in just a second while I scroll up here, 360, and grab my pencil. Let's see, our problems say, use any strategy to subtract, show your work. Check your work with addition. So we're just going to be practicing today doing these addition problems, which means you can solve these problems in any way that you want that we've learned so far. So number 1 is 67 minus 39. And they have already done this one for us. And it looks like what they did is kind of like a little mini compensation. So what they did is they said, well, we could do 67 minus 40 instead because that's an easier problem. And 67 minus 40 equals 27 because we just took away 4 tens. And 60 minus 40 equals 20. So 67 minus 40 equals 27. But they did change the problem. So now what we need to do is we need to add one more because we added 1 to 39. So to make our 39 that we subtracted into 40, we had to add 1. So we also need to add 1 to our answer to get the correct answer. So 27 plus 1 equals 28. Okay, and now we're going to check our work. So remember, to check your work with addition, you need to start by taking the answer to your subtraction problem, so 28, and you need to add it to the number that you subtracted. Now be careful, the original problem is 39, so we're going to add 39, not 40. Okay, so 28 plus 39. Now if we add 8 plus 9, I know that 8 plus 9 equals 17. So 7 ones goes down here in the ones column, and then I have to regroup my 110 into the tens column. So now I add up my tens. I have 110 plus 210. Well, that equals 3 tens. Plus 3 more equals 6 tens. So I got 67. I started with 67. I got 67 from my addition problem, which means that we did our subtraction correctly. So the answer is 28. Okay, let's do number 2, 78 minus 42. I'm going to stack up my numbers on this one. So let's see, 78 minus 42. Let's see if I need to regroup. I have 8 ones and I want to take away 2. Do I need to regroup? Nope, I have plenty. What is 8 minus 2? 6. And then I have 7 tens and I need to take away 4. How many would I have left? 3. So my answer is 36. Now remember, we need to check our work by adding things back up. So start with our answer, which was 36. And then I'm going to add it to the number that I subtracted, which was 42. 42. 6 plus 2 equals 8. And 3 tens plus 4 tens equals 7 tens. So we started with 78, we ended up with 78, so we did our subtraction correctly, and that means that our answer, our difference, is 36. 78 minus 42 equals 36. Let's go watch one more quick video, and then we'll do some more practice.
In math, there's usually more than one way to solve a problem. And it's no different with subtraction. For example, let's find 64 minus 25. Well, I know that one way we can solve this is to break apart the numbers. So let's try it. Look, we can break apart 25 into 20 and 5, which can then be broken apart into 4 and 1. So 64 minus 20 equals 44. Now, if we subtract 4 from that, we get 40. Then, we need to subtract 1 from 40, and we get 39. So, 64 minus 25 equals 39. Great, but that's not the only way we can solve this problem. We can also line up the numbers by place value. Regrouping, we have 14 ones minus 5 ones, which is 9 ones. And for the tens, we have 5 minus 2, which is 3. Once again, the answer is 39. Whoa, look at that! No matter which method we use, we get 39. And we can even check the subtraction with addition. 39 plus 25 equals 64. We did the math correctly. Good job!
Okay, let's go ahead and turn the page and do some more problems. Okay, so the same thing as our last page. We can use any strategy that we want, and then we have to show our work and check with addition. So let's do number 3 together. I have 73 minus 34. I'm going to stack up my numbers just because I like to do that so I can see what I'm subtracting. Helps me out when I line up my tens and my ones. So I have 3 ones and I want to take away 4. Do I have enough? Nope. So I'm going to draw a picture for this one. That's going to be my strategy. I'm going to draw 73. So that means I'm going to draw 7 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. And I know I don't have enough ones, so I know that I have to regroup. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to take 1 10 and turn it into 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've regrouped over here, but now I need to regroup in my subtraction problem over here. So I don't have 7 tens anymore because I took 1 to regroup. So now I have 6 tens. And I don't just have 3 ones anymore because I had 3 and then I added 10 more ones when I regrouped. So 3 ones plus 10 ones equals 13 ones. Now I have enough ones that I can do my subtraction. So 13 minus 4, well, I know 13 minus 3 is 10. So if I take away 1 more, that would be 9. And then 6 tens minus 3 tens equals 3 tens. So my answer is 39, but I need to double check it by using addition. So I'm going to start with my answer, 39. And then I'm going to add the number that I subtracted. So I subtracted 34. So if I add 39 plus 34, if I did my subtraction correctly, my answer should be 73. So let's see, 9 plus 4. Well, I know if I count it up, I'd go 10, 11, 12, 13. So my 3 ones goes in the ones column, and my 10 would go up here in the tens column. And then 3 plus 3 equals 6, plus 1 more equals 7 tens, 73. So we did our subtraction correctly. So my answer to the subtraction problem, 73 minus 34, is 39. That's the difference. Okay, I want you to do number 4 all by yourself. Use whatever strategy you want to. Show your work. You can't just write the answer. Check it with addition, okay? And then come back to me when you're all done and we'll check it together. Okay, for this one, I was gonna do breaking apart, but then I checked if I needed to regroup first. So I looked at this, I said 8 ones and I wanna take away 5 ones. I don't need to regroup for this problem, so I'm just gonna stack them up because that is a little bit easier to me if I stack them up when I don't need to regroup because it's nice and easy math. So 8 ones minus 5 ones equals 3. And then 7 tens minus 2 tens equals 5 tens. So my answer was 53, but I need to add it up to double check. Starting with my answer, 53, and I'm going to add the number that I subtracted, which was 25. So if I did it correctly, when I add 53 plus 25, I should get 78. So 3 plus 5 equals 8, and 5 tens plus 2 tens equals 70, or 7 tens. So my answer is 78. I did it correctly. That means the answer to 78 minus 25 is 53. Okay, let's do number 6 together. I'm going to use breaking apart for this one. So I'm going to break apart 27 into the tens and ones. There's 2 tens, or 20, and there's 7 ones. Now I'm going to break apart 7 into 6, because there's a 6 in my number that I'm starting with, in the ones place. And then if I have 6, I need 1 more to make 7. So when I do this, it makes my math a little bit easier. Now I can say this. I can do 36 minus 20. So I'm getting my minus 20. Check that off. Done. And 36 minus 20, well, that would be 26, 16 if I took away 2 tens. So 36 minus 20 equals 16. And then now I can do 16 minus 6, because I have a 6 over here, and I can check off my 6 because I'm subtracting it. Well, 16 minus 6 equals 10. So that's easy. And then I just need to subtract 1 more. So 10 minus 1 equals 9. So my answer is 9, but I need to double check that. So I'm going to start with my answer, which was 9. So I have the number that I got from my answer, and I have the number that I subtracted, and I need to add them together. If I did my subtraction correctly, then my answer will be 36. So let's see, 7 plus 9. Well, I know 9 plus 1 is 10, and then I'd have 6 more, and 10 plus 6 equals 16. So my 6 ones goes in my ones column. My 10 from 16 goes in my tens column. So I have 1 10 plus 2 tens, which equals 3 tens. My answer is 36. Which means I did my subtraction correctly. So my answer to 36 minus 27 is 9. Okay, I want you to do number 7 all by yourself. Pick your own strategy, double check it, show your work, and then come back to me when you're done. Okay, number 7 is 98 minus 51. This is one of those where we don't have to regroup. I'm just going to do it by stacking up my numbers. So 98 minus 51, I have 8 ones and I just want to take away 1, so I don't need to regroup. 8 minus 1 equals 7, and 9 tens minus 5 tens equals 4 tens. So my answer is 47, but we have to double check with addition. Remember, don't forget this step, okay? It's super important. I do this as an adult every day when I do a subtraction problem. I always double check my work with addition. So I'm starting with my answer, which was 47, and then I need to add the number that I subtracted. If we add 47 and 51 together, we should get 98 if we did our work correctly. So 7 plus 1 equals 8, and 4 tens plus 5 tens equals 9 tens, 98. So we did it correctly. So that means 98 minus 51 equals 47. We're going to turn the page and just do a couple more problems. Okay, let's do number 14 together. It says, make a plan, solve each problem, show your work, then check your work. Okay, so there's a couple steps. The hardware store has 32 hammers in stock. The store sells 16 hammers on Saturday. How many hammers are left? Our left is kind of like our magic words for subtraction. That means we have to subtract. So we started with 32 hammers, and then we sold 16. So we're subtracting 32 minus 16. Okay. Now I have 2 ones and I want to take away 6. Is that enough? Nope. So what I'm going to do is regroup. Okay, that's my plan here. So I'm not going to have 3 tens anymore because I'm taking 1 to regroup. So now I have 2 tens. And then I don't have 2 ones anymore. I have those 2 ones plus the 10 ones that I just got from my regroup 10. So 10 plus 2 more equals 12 ones. Now I can subtract. 12 minus 6, what is that? 6. And then 2 tens minus 1 10 equals 1 10. So there should be 16 hammers left, but we need to double check. So let's do addition to check it. Our answer was 16, and we subtracted 16. So we're going to add 16 plus 16 to check our work. Now, if we did our subtraction correctly, our answer should be 32. So let's see. 6 plus 6 equals 12. So remember, our 2 ones are going to go down here in the ones column, and we have to carry this 110 up into the tens column. And then 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3 tens. So we got 32. We did it correctly. I'm going to read number 15 and help you get it set up, and then you're going to solve it and check it, and then come back to me when you're done. But it says, a barber does 15 cuts on Monday. He does 28 haircuts on Friday. How many more haircuts does he do on Friday than Monday? So this is a subtraction problem. We're going to take the number of haircuts from Friday and take out the number that he did on Monday, and it's going to tell us the difference, how many more he did on Friday. Okay? So here's your problem that you need to solve. 28 minus 15. So you can solve this with whatever strategy you want, get your answer, check it with addition, and then come back to me when you think you're done and we'll double check. Okay, I stacked mine up and then I checked if I needed to regroup, and I have 8 ones and I want to take away 5, so I don't have to regroup. So I'm just going to leave it stacked up. That's going to be my strategy. 8 ones minus 5 ones, that's 3 ones. And 2 tens minus 1 10, that's 1. So my answer was 13, but I have to double check. So I'm going to add up my answer, 13, plus the number that I subtracted, 15. And if I did my subtraction correctly, I should get 28. So let's see, 3 plus 5 equals 8, and 110 plus 110 equals 2 tens. I did my math correctly. So the barber did 13 more haircuts on Friday than he did on Monday. He did 15 on Monday, and then he did 28 on Friday. So that means he did 13 more on Friday. Okay, we're going to do number 16 together. It says, complete each sentence, use 2 of the words below. So we're going to do this really quick vocab practice just to help remind us of some of the important vocabulary when we're doing our math problems with addition and subtraction. 93 minus 53 equals 40 is a blank. So, what do you think? Let's go through our words. Remember, in addends are the 2 numbers in an addition problem that you are adding together. So if you have 2 plus 4, 2 plus 4 are the addends. An equation is a math problem. So anything like 2 plus 4 equals 6 or 10 minus 5 equals 5, that's an equation. The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem, and the sum is the answer to an addition problem. So which word do you think fits here? 93 minus 53 equals 40 is an blank. What do you think? I'll give you a second. Which one of those words? It's an equation, okay? So go ahead and write this down, equation. And every once in a while, it's really important for us to double check and practice our vocab. Okay, it's an equation. What about this one? 40 is called the blank of 93 and 53. Well, let's see. If we added 93 and 53 together, that would be 146. That's not the answer to that problem, is it? But if I do 93 minus 53, my answer is 40. So if 40 is the answer, would it be the difference or the sum? What do you think? The difference or the sum? Well, 93 minus 53 equals 40, so that's subtraction, and the answer to a subtraction problem is the difference. So our vocab word is difference. Good. Okay, I want you to try and do number 17 by yourself. Take a minute or two, try and solve it. Here's what they want you to do. You have a subtraction problem here, and they give you one of the numbers, they give you what you subtracted, and they give you the answer. So how could you find what number you started with? Take some time, do some work, try and find the answer, and then we'll chat. Okay, so guess what I'm going to do? Remember, when we solve a subtraction problem, the way that we check our work is we add the answer and we add the number that we subtracted, and it tells us what we started with. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this into an addition problem. I'm going to do 29 plus 23, and that's going to tell me what number I started with, which is the missing number, the missing digits. So 9 plus 3, that's 12. So 2 ones, and then regroup my 10. And then 1 10 plus 2 10s plus 2 more 10s would be 5 10s. So my answer is 52, which means we started with 52. Okay, and we could double check this. We have 2 ones and we want to take away 3. We don't have enough, so I'm going to regroup. I don't have 5 10s anymore. Now I have 4, and then that means I have 12 ones because I added 10 more. So 12 minus 3 equals 9, and 4 10s minus 2 10s equals 2 10s. Check it out, we did it correctly. Nicely done, friends. You're doing a fantastic job. I know math can be really tricky when we get into subtraction, but I'm really proud of the hard work you guys are doing. Don't forget how important it is that you are spending time on MathFacts Pro, ladies and gents. You guys really need to make sure you're practicing your addition and subtraction, because MathFacts Pro helps you get really fast, which is so important as a second grader, okay? It's going to be really hard when you go on to third grade to do multiplication and division if you're not quick with your addition and subtraction. So I promise there's a great reason that we have you doing it. So make sure you get that in every single day. If you're in my class, you need to be doing MathFacts Pro twice a week and iReady 3 times a week. So you should still be spending lots of time practicing your math outside of these lessons, okay? Let's take a peek at your homework. Okie doke, I want you to go back into your workbook and do these problems. Numbers 5, 8, 9, 17, and 18. If you want to pause to write those down or circle them, great idea. Then make sure you do your quick check. And then, like I said, go spend some time on MathFacts Pro. If you're in my class and you're following my schedule that I've given you, today would be a great day to go do MathFacts Pro, okay? Nicely done, friends. I will see you back here tomorrow.